Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Saturday wrap-up show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, and I will be your host for today, unpacking the latest sports news and, of course, results. As we know, we are having a very busy weekend in and beyond Namibian borders. From the NAPSO athletics to football, everything has been happening this weekend. So it is indeed an action-packed weekend. Let's take a look at the latest on the hit list. Well. It is indeed, as we said, a big weekend ahead. It has been an important weekend that's taking place so far in terms of football results. We start off with the Namibia Premier Football League, where important matches have been taking place. Of course, the big one was at the Unam Stadium, where Ongos FC were held by Eeshoke Chula Chula. The leaders, they were replaced, of course, by African Stars last night when Stars actually played to a 1-1 draw against Bucks Buccaneers. However, the two teams were level on points, with Stars, of course, just leading on goal difference. However, today's result, where Eeshoke Chula Chula played to a 0-0 draw against the Ongos FC at the Unam Stadium, meant that Eeshoke Chula Chula now are a point ahead of African Stars in this one, as the title race intensifies into the last one. Now, we were at the Unam Stadium, and this is what the coaches had to say after the match.
The game was really fine. Not really what we wanted, but as far as it's concerned, we are fine with the draw against them, because there's no second chance for us with them. It will be difficult for us to rely someone to stop them for us, but we managed to stop them to remain 4 points away from us, as we know that the defending champion will still visit us in Oshakati, and then let it be between the two of us. So, but I really wanted to win. With a little of experience, that's what you get.
But you said that Star will be coming your way in Oshakati. What is the game plan now, going forward with the remaining games before Star comes? Like tomorrow, you have a game here again.
It won't be easy tomorrow. We know Unam, but we really know Unam how they play. Only we have to go and change now to our traditional style of play, because we know how Unams play. So we will maybe come up with a different approach tomorrow. Really.
Well, that was John Sigarete, the coach of Chula Chula FC. They can smell the victory. They can smell the Premier League title, of course. It has been so many years since a team from the northern region of Namibia has won the Premier League, with the last team being Chief Santos of Tsumeb back in the early 2000s, when they lifted that Premier League triumph. In fact, Chief Santos FC remains the only northern team to have won the Premier League title. Well, it's still not over. There's still around about 5 matches to go, and Eeshoke Chula Chula, of course, will have to face the champions African Stars. They are toe-to-toe. It's tit-for-tat stuff. Now, Ongos FC also still have a say in this title race. They are just well behind the two leading teams there, and their coach Ronnie Cananello speaks after that draw against Eeshoke Chula Chula FC.
From our side, there were a lot of technical, tactical issues in terms of individually, the right pass, the right decision. Center back distance 20-25 meters. You want to play through all those bodies. Kept us on the back foot. In the final third, we couldn't hold on to the ball, with our forwards, and it has always been the case. When we play from the back into them, we can't get out and get into the box. We lose most of our balls in there. Even on the break, that 2 against 1 situation, just to come down, fix the opponent.
Proper ball to play the ball behind you, etc. But
So the one is running, just going forward past his teammate who has the ball. So those are the tactical issues, but I think on the fair side of the game, it was a tight game. They had two good opportunities.
Well, Coach Kananelo may feel that they still have just that slight chance of peeping the two leading teams at the post as far as the final matches of the season are concerned. I can tell you that it is getting hectic in the Premier League from the relegation zone to the top. If you look at some of today's results, of course, it shows that there is really trouble in the Premier League. Commerce Nampol there, once a team that was on top, losing 3-0 to Okahanja United in Okahanja, a result that the team from the police team, of course, we remember getting a new coach and of course firing the other one or losing that match, and it has been consecutive losses for Commerce Nampol, a 3-0 defeat there. Now we look at Julinho Athletics, also the team from Rundu doing very well, moving up the table, once again beating Young African by 2-1. Of course, that's a match that was played in Rundu. Very crucial for Julinho Athletics there. 2-1 victory, of course, and Young African remains in a very awkward position down at the bottom of the table. The last news we also get was got from the coast was that Blue Waters, the coastal side, was already leading Live Fighters, also a relegation threatened team, by 3 goals, of course, by 4 goals to 0. That match should be done by now. We'll confirm the results later on. Unam FC has beaten that's KK Palace by 2-1. Also a great result there by Unam, of course, beating KK Palace, another team that has been doing well in the Premier League. So it is indeed poised for a top Premier League season as we continue with the last remaining matches of the season. Of course, you can't just separate the teams at the top. The bottom half of the table also looks very tricky for all those football clubs. It appears like Tigers FC, they Live Fighters, these teams would be heading to the relegation or to this first division. Of course, maybe it will take a miracle for them to come back and actually do something about their season so far. And now, speaking of seasons, we also had a match in the FNB Women's Super League there, where of course African Stars Queens beat Windhoek Soccer City team by a goal to 0 in that one. That match took place at the Hearty Airs Windhoek Technical School in Windhoek, of course, today. Other Premier League matches also continued there in terms of the FNB Women's Super League matches, and some are also in action as we speak. And now we met the winning coach of the African Stars Queens, who spoke much about the result. That's Jackson Hango.
A wonderful victory from you here, 1-0. I mean, how did you assess this game, and how proud are you of the girls?
Yeah, every time the team collects points, obviously I have to be proud. The performance was not top notch, but at least we got the 3 points. Yeah, it's just one of those games where you get the 3 points, but you don't perform your best. But I'm happy for the girls. They fought.
All right, coach. So what's next for you, and what do you think should be fixed?
Now we're facing Mighty Gunners tomorrow. Yeah, we're facing them with the same atmosphere, same approach to the game, same mindset. Hopefully we'll get the 3 points again tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, and impressed, the spectators came to watch there, including African Stars FC chairman Salome Hay was also among those in the stands to witness women's football that's obviously growing from strength to strength. Now we also hear from the assistant coach of the losing team, Windhoek City FC, that's Gabriel, who spoke much about the result and what's the way forward for the team.
Coach, not such a good day at the office for you guys. Windhoek City losing here 1-0, but um, tried to fight back, but didn't work out. What do you make of the match in general?
In my honest opinion, I think we lost the game in the first 15, 20 minutes. The Stars really put a lot of pressure on us. We considered the goal in those 15 minutes, which cost us. As the game grew, we grew into the game. It was just unfortunate we couldn't get the goal.
All right. So mainly, what would you say was the biggest fault the girls committed here today in order not for them to get this victory?
I can't really fault them for much because I think, like I said, we lost the game in the first 15 minutes where Stars put a lot of pressure on us, and I think for us to respond against a team like this was a bit. It was always going to be hard, So I can't really fault them for anything. But performance-wise, I think we played well. We just couldn't score.
All right. Good luck to the next game.
Thank you.
Well, now we cross over to Chivarongo, where an important Namibia private schools, of course, competition, the NAPSO competition is currently taking place that side with boys under 13, boys under 17, girls under 8, boys under 9, boys under 10, boys under 12, boys under 13, girls under 8 as well as boys under 17 are competing there. It has been indeed an eventful one as we see some of the players or the athletes that have registered for this one, especially in the girls under 19. There we have Duplessis Lee, and of course girls under 19, and many of the athletes that are competing at this event that was of course launched yesterday. It took place yesterday, of course, the opening ceremony of that one. A lot of schools there coming through in order to compete in this one. Our NTV team, Sport Rep team, of course, as well as the My Zone team are currently on the ground there. Let's hear also from one of the Deputy Minister of Sports, Dino Balotti, who was there at the opening and what he had to say about this.
Ready to race? But really, just to all the young people, to the athletes, we say well done. Sport is the winner this morning and today. And to all the organizers, to all the sponsors, we're so grateful. So I don't have too many words. I didn't prepare a speech. Just here to play a small part on behalf of my minister, Honorable Dr. Sanet Steenkamp, and to say all the very best for this competition. And keep it up. We appreciate you. Bye bye, donkey.
Well, an emphatic opening ceremony there. Of course, we will have plenty of these results as they are confirmed by the On the Sport Rep show, of course, on Monday, where we will see or notice which are the ones that have won the competition. And now back to the Khomas region, where a cycling competition also took place here The three junior men, Marco Thiel first, Sin Low second, and Christian van der Westhuizen finished ahead of the elite men Xavier Papo and Simon Johannes after 6 laps in the event 0 of the Rock and Rut Cross Country Mountain Biking Series, a seldomly used part of the IJG trial was prepared as the course for all age groups to keep things interesting on the first day of the competition in the local cross-country mountain biking season. Rosemary Thiel was the only entry of junior women under 18 5-lap race, while Delcia Janse van Vieren also had no competition in the elite and under 23 women's race. Let's see what Andrew Pillman had for us there.
Also, Janse van Vieren, winner of the women's race, just on a new course. Tell us a little bit about the course.
Yeah, no, the track was quite cool. I mean, it was the same as last year, but yeah, no, it's fun doing it on the side of the farm. It's a lot different. And yeah, riding on the usual tracks, yeah, it's quite exciting to have something a bit different.
Okay, so how's the season looking for you? What have you got coming up next?
So next on the, next big thing on the calendar is Taba Trails, the SA Cup, on the 26th of April. Yeah, and then in between we've got the Matchless Pedal Power next weekend, and I think maybe a few cross countries in between. But yeah, next big one is Taba Trails.
Well, let's cross over to the marketplace before we return with more sports news on the wrap-up show. Do stay tuned.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises, from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
Well, the return of the Commerce Netball League has also been welcome in the capital city here, and Namibia's University of Science and Technology NUST coach Jane Ndapandula Toivo welcomed her team's 80-8 opening victory over United B in the first weekend matches of the Commerce Netball League Super 10 held at Wanderers Sports Grounds in Pioneers Park. Toivo lauded the performance, saying their execution surpassed expectations heading into the encounter.
We are joined by Coach Ndapandula, coach of NUST. Coach, congratulations. A big victory there over United B, 88. What are your thoughts on that match?
For us, it's about preparation. We have prepared, we were ready for the game, and what the ladies displayed on court, it's what we have prepared. So we are thankful that the Almighty carried us through also, that it's through prayers that we got this victory.
Okay, like you said, it's all about preparedness. So what was the game plan coming into this match?
The game plan was for each quarter that shooters should at least shoot 6 goals, of which they shot more than what our game plan was. So we are very much happy that the ladies are putting they are putting instruction into place. So that is how we prepare our ladies.
Right. No, Coach, thanks a lot for your time and congratulations once again on the win.
Now we move from the coach to the captain, Tengo Vandu, of course, who was also excited. The Namibia University of Science and Technology captain, Tengo Vandu Muriambihur, reflects on her leading her side to a statement 80-8 win over United B in their Commerce Netball Super League opening fixture at Wanderers Sports Ground. Let's hear from her.
We are joined by Tengo, and as captain. Tengo, you led your team to an 88 victory there. Congratulations. What are your thoughts on that match?
I think the one thing we came in is our mindset is not to give up.
Mm-hmm.
We're encouraging each other on court. If we were tired, we made sure we use mental ability instead of physical ability, and motivate each other on court to inspire ourselves much, because we have another game coming up as well. Yeah, I think the coach's starting seven is a big role, because if the starting seven is strong and we can communicate with one another very well, that boosts the confidence in the team. Because then when the people had to make changes, the momentum went down, but we got it back up again. It's just motivating each other on court.
Well, let's also hear from the league secretary, Claudia Mbieli, who speaks about how the event or the opening of the league and the impact it has made.
Good afternoon, everybody. The Commerce Netball League fixtures has just started this morning. We've been here since 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll be here until 8 o'clock in the evening. Some of the teams that were promoted and from their respective divisions, since Commerce has got three divisions, Super 10, Second Division and Third Division, they'll be competing and seeing where they end. And unfortunately, one of our teams that went through to playoffs didn't make it, so they'll be coming back to join the Super 10 this year.
Well, let's also hear from Eve Kamatushu of the losing team in terms of what she felt her team losing 80-8 by NAST.
We are joined by Coach Eve Kamatushu, our United B coach. Coach, a tough day in the office there. What are your thoughts on that match?
So yeah, it was very hard for us. First time we're playing together as a team with a lot of new players that are just coming in, so we're still trying out combinations and a lot basic stuff that we need to do as well with the team. And also, not to say it's an excuse, but we have 4 of our main players that are not part of the team today, so that makes it extra hard. But yeah, we're going back to drawing board, come back stronger, waiting and excited to see what the team can do on the next round with this team. Anyhow, congratulations to NAST. I think they had such a good team, a good game, actually. So yeah, I'm proud to see the players coming up and giving their 100% like that.
Okay, Coach, before I do let you go, what do you feel went wrong in this match, and where could you do better going forward?
So, like I said, a lot of spec work that we need to do, a lot of basic stuff that we still need to drill into our players. We're trying out new combinations because the combos that we previously practiced, we have 4 players that are not there, which are starting lineup 4 players. That made it a bit difficult, but I'm happy with the girls that did what they're supposed to do on court. Although it's not the result definitely one would want to have at the end of the game.
Okay, now Coach, thanks a lot for your time and all the best for the coming ones.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, now we continue, and this time on to basketball at the UN Plaza, where Commerce Schools League President Mao Mpoyi said the under-16 regional tryouts were held at the UN Plaza in Katutura in an effort to decentralize the sport and bring it closer to where most basketball fans are based downtown. He made the remarks during the tryouts held today, which will continue tomorrow and next weekend to select the best talent in the region for the national trials in Swakopmund this May ahead of the Region 5 Youth Games in Maputo. Let's hear from him.
We are here at under 16 tryout to select the best crop coming from Commerce. So we're having a tryout today and the next weekend for those that couldn't make it. So by next weekend, we're gonna put all together and select the best team to represent Commerce for the regional in May in Swakopmund.
Because how important are initiatives like this for basketball in the region?
No, this is a good exposure. You know, we brought the game here at Plaza, so everybody can see. It's where people stay. A lot of the community from Vinduka stay in the suburb in Plaza. So we brought the game here to encourage other kids and other to join the sport. You see, because basketball we usually play at Tunam, which is indoor and a bit far. So we are trying to decentralize the basketball so we can bring it everywhere where we can motivate other kids to join the sport.
Let's also hear from Tiffany Kousas, who reflects on this day training and just what it meant to have this player selected and go through this selection process.
So my name is Tiffany Kousas. I'm one of the coaches here for the under-16 regional tryouts for the Commerce region. So we are here it's a 2-day training where we are trying to assess and get the best of the best to represent Commerce in the national tryouts that will be in May. And in May, the national team will be selected after the regions battle it out to represent Namibia in Mozambique, December, Region 5. All right, so today basically what we are looking at is basically players' fitness levels, if they can do basic skills such as the left-hand layup, right-hand layup, their team dynamics, and just the little things, the basics of basketball. So that's what we're looking at today.
Right, and tomorrow?
Tomorrow it's the final day, and we're gonna have skills assessment. This is where we're gonna look at players' mental strength, how well they play with other people, and also like individual skills that will represent us in May.
Well, on to some cricket news now. Of course, there have been important semi-finals taking place, and the ATJ VIS Old Boys secured their place in Sunday's Cup final cricket, Namibia's 50-over Premier League on Saturday after beating Trustco United by 126 runs at the FNB Namibia Cricket Ground. VIS Old Boys, who were sent into bat first, posted 247 all out in 44.4 overs, mostly held together by Lawrence Steenkamp, 79 of 73 balls, 4 fours, 4 sixes, Zakio van Vieren, 35 of 43 balls, 3 times 4, 2 times 6, and Gerard Erasmus, 27 of 34 balls. Now, our reporter, of course, Andrew Pullman, was there and has this interview for us.
Okay, with us, Lawrence Steenkamp, top order batsman for ATG VIS Old Boys. Just winning your match now against Trustco United semi-final. With a contribution of 80-something runs in the semi-final. How do you feel about that innings?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Was tough conditions today. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself, happy that I could get the team to the final.
And speaking of the final, APS Wanderers awaiting you there. What do you think will be the big factors in determining the outcome there?
Well, they do have a very good side, very good batters in Jan and JJ and so on. So, maybe getting them quite early, that's going to be a very big determining factor for us.
Okay, all the best for the final.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, now, before we conclude, of course, the English Premier League will continue tomorrow. Already a match was played today where Bentley and Bournemouth played to a 0-0 stalemate. However, tomorrow, as you can see there, big matchups with Manchester United facing off against Aston Villa. The race for the third place in the Premier League will be between these two teams. Of course, Chelsea also in the mix and in the chase, Liverpool of course as well. But Manchester United confronts Aston Villa tomorrow at 4 p.m. Of course, it's a Sunday fixture there. And then Nottingham Forest, also one of the teams that has been in top form against Fulham. Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspurs, one of the big ones of the weekend. You just can't miss that one. And then we'll have Brentford versus Wolves on Monday, 16th of March. That brings us to the end of the wrap-up show. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, it has been a privilege. Goodbye.